since the pandemic, really, the pandemic has actually, will I say helped, even though that's probably not the the best, thing to happen, but the health and safety profession has really, really shined a lot because we've been consulted on so many things. The health and safety has kind of led in the different organizations they're in terms of making decisions and policies on how to move things forward during the pandemic. And I think this is going to stay with us for a very long time. So I would say that if you're looking for a well-recognized profession, the health and safety profession is a great one to look into at this time.
Hello, 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 and hello again. You are welcome to this channel where we talk about life, career, vocation, gospel, and everything in between. Thank you very much for always sharing, always subscribing, and always liking the videos, because we know that there are many people who need to be aware of so many of these topics we talk about. And today I've got with me a special guest. She's been here before, so I'm sure you're gonna be having a lot from her again. And today it's about health and safety. Health and safety is so broad. And the last topic we had was about chemical engineering as a career. And it was mentioned that process engineering or chemical engineering has got health and safety as part of its branches. And so we will be delving into health and safety. So if you are listening and you're thinking, oh, actually, I would prefer to do health and safety as a career, this is your time to listen, to call those students, those youths, those adults who want to delve into health and safety, and let us learn together. And so without further ado, I will be calling in our special guest. She is a chartered engineer with all the hats on. I can't mention them all, but I know she will be introducing herself again for us to hear. If you haven't watched the last video, please go and click on the video and watch. But for those who are just listening to her for the first time, I invite to the screen Mrs. Olunloyo. You are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you for finding time out of no time to be here to educate us and inform us about what health and safety. So please, could you kind of introduce yourself, your career journey, the second time?
Okay, yeah. So my name is Adenike Olunloyo. I am a chartered chemical engineer as well as a chartered health and safety professional. And just to take you through my career journey, I started off as a chemical engineer. And when I started off as a chemical engineer, I started off working in process safety, which kind of gave me a little bit more interest in the health and safety side of things as well as the safety in engineering. As safety is a major part of engineering, you have to sort of fulfill that requirement to be a chartered engineer. And that is one of the reasons why, I developed my interest in health and safety. And then after a few years of being a process engineer and working in various roles within the pharmaceutical industry, I decided to pursue a career in health and safety as an additional area that I was interested in.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. I know health and safety is so broad. This is now leaving the chemical engineer and the health and safety bit. What exactly is health and safety, and why is it necessary in our world today?
Yeah, so I would say health and safety is very important in the sense that every part of the work we do, especially as in our workplaces. So occupational health and safety is really, really important in that we need to keep our staff healthy as well as safe in the work they do. As a regulatory or an obligatory requirement to do so, employers have to do that. Also, to make sure that our staff are safe and have the right sort of mental health and all of that is also a requirement as well as a moral obligation, I would say, to make sure that that happens. So in every area of life or every work area, health and safety is very important, and it just goes wide into different things. And there are various aspects of of health and safety as well.
Thank you very much for that explanation of why health and safety is relevant. I know even in homes, we need health and safety everywhere. In gatherings, everywhere, we just need health and safety. That's keeping safe. My next question is, I know you've talked about health and safety being all-encompassing, is needed everywhere, even at workplace, occupational health and all of that. But for viewers who are listening out there, what do they need to, how would they know that health and safety is a career they can actually go into?
Yeah, I would say that one is passion. So if you're sort of somebody that's got passion to make sure that people are safe in the workplace, or even the process is safe. So there's so many aspects to health and safety. So you could do health and safety in various areas as well. So depending on what your passion is, so you could walk into a room and see, oh, the light bulb doesn't quite look right and stuff, and you want to make sure that it's safe. You've got cables trailing everywhere. You see, oh, this needs to be clear, and so that nobody trips off. So if you have an interest, I would say that's one. If you also have an interest in developing a career that you can just move around into different things and different areas, I would say you would know that that's good for you. And like I said, there's so many aspects of health and safety, and one of it is you being able to make sure that you've got the fire requirements of a building, for example. So in your home as well as in the workplace, you just need to make sure that you have your fire alarms there, to make sure that everybody in the house is safe, everybody in the office place is safe. So there's so many aspects of it. And if you're somebody that's interested in things like that, so it also covers things like chemicals. So chemicals safety, for example, cleaning products are kind of chemicals as well. So how to store them correctly. If you are interested in knowing what the components of those chemicals are, that's also something that would show that you've got an interest in health and safety. So there's so many aspects of it and so many things, also subjects leading to different things like the chemistry or even I would say some of the sciences. Even without the sciences, there, if you don't do sciences, there are other aspects of health and safety that you'll be interested in.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. So health and safety is not really science-based. It's not science specific. If I'm right, is that what you? Yeah, it's not just that you have to be a science student or love science to do health and safety. It's just about loving a safe environment and wanting to make sure things are right. So I guess, what kind of temperament do you think would be a good health and safety person? I am thinking a perfectionist will be a good health and safety person. What sort of temperament do you think?
Well, a perfectionist, absolutely. But yeah, I would say could be one. But somebody that's quite detailed and like go through process, right from the beginning to the end, making sure that you put things in place to make sure that a place is safe, for example. And also knowing what the regulations say. So some people like to read things like law. So health and safety also has a specific area about management of health and safety and the law side of things. So what the law says about health and safety in the workplace, what the law says about health and safety in a building, what the law says about health and safety for fire. So many, if you're kind of somebody that's interested in that, you could also consider a career in health and safety. And you don't necessarily need to be, have gone to university, because there's various routes to becoming into the health and safety profession.
Wow, that's so good to know that it's not you don't have to be someone who is academically an academic giant. I don't know what word to use, but you don't have to be like, oh, I'm switched on academically, that's why I'm going into health and safety. You can, you're someone who takes time to do things, you're you don't have to be an A-star person. If you feel, academics is not part of what you want to do, or maybe university is not for you, health and safety is something you can look at as well. And so even if you're academic, you're also, because there's so many things to read. So it's about reading, actually, reading all the policies. And I guess, yeah, so we still need education, and we still need to be switched on up there to do health and safety, else you'll be missing details. Like you said, it has to do with paying attention to details and all of that. Now, what steps can be taken to be relevant internationally, so that when you're in the US or you're in Africa, anywhere in Africa or anywhere in North America, South America, Asia, you can put on your health and safety hat and still be able to be relevant? So what needs to be done to be relevant internationally?
Yeah, so I would say that first of all, look at the courses. So you need to train yourself as a health and safety professional. So if you're somebody coming from through the A-level route and want to, or GCSEs or GCE route, you can actually go into university and study some degree courses in occupational health and safety. And most of them would have environment, health and safety, BSc in occupational EHS, as they call it. And then from that, you then meet the kind of academic qualifications requirement to be a member of the Institute of Occupational Health and Safety, called IOSH. So that's one route. Another route is if you don't have a degree, and you can go through the kind of NVQ or level 3 certificate course, where you would start off by learning that on a part-time or full-time basis. This is an international qualification for people. And then just make sure that you register on your membership, either as a student or affiliate member of the Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, that's the IOSH. So that's another route. And then once you've done that, there's also the different courses. So there are some courses in construction, which is one part of health and safety certification. It's also internationally recognized. There are also ones in fire safety that are occupational, health and safety qualifications. Those ones would help you to get the IOSH requirement for the educational side. Once you've done that, you should also get the right experience. And if you go onto the IOSH website, you will be able to see the different routes. And the certification from IOSH is a worldwide recognition. So we have people studying the courses from different parts of the world. I also sometimes get to mark papers. So some people take the exams from different parts of the world to get the qualification. So, and then once you go into a different country or you want to move around, it is recognized everywhere once you've got the qualifications as well as the membership. So I would encourage people, if you're on one membership level, try to improve yourself and better yourself to get onto the the higher level. And the CMIOSH, which is the Chartered Member of Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, is one good qualification to have worldwide. And that, that would show that you're a professional health and safety professional anywhere you go. So that would speak, it will speak volumes for you, really. So I would encourage you to go down that route.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Now, one final question. Okay, so 2 questions, please. Do you need work experience to be a health and safety personnel in whatever organization you find yourself? I'm talking to the viewers now. I mean, as an advice to people who think, oh, actually, I want to progress my career, but health and safety, I can actually take it up in my establishment. But before going for qualification, can I still volunteer to do health and safety, or do I need to actually get the certification before volunteering? Which one comes first?
Okay, I would say that I think you can do it either way. So you can actually volunteer yourself. If you've got no health and safety background, you can volunteer yourself to do something in the office. So you could be somebody that, maybe say you could go for like a health and safety inspection of the office, for example. And you could also say, volunteer to be a fire warden. And many of these things, they're little things, but you should note them down on your CV as some kind of health and safety thing that you've done. So it may not necessarily mean that you've got the right experience, but you're showing an interest. You're demonstrating that you're interested in health and safety. And I would recommend that you still go ahead and do the course, because that way it would show that you've got a better interest. So we do have people that have switched over from various degrees into health and safety. And it was just really a way because they had an interest and they demonstrated that, then they were able to move into health and safety as a profession and follow that through.
Wow, thank you very much. So for those of you who are at the top of your career and you think you are at the top of the ladder already, you want something new, something fresh, health and safety is something to add to your portfolio. So you can go ahead and, go into health and safety in your organization. That will give you another, a boost to whatever it is you have already. So it's this topic of health and safety as a career is actually for the young and the old who are trying to switch or who are trying to progress in that career. So thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you coming here to inform us and educate us about the topic. Are there any last words you have for the viewers before we call it a wrap?
Yeah, just one last thing though, I guess, in terms of since the pandemic has actually will I say helped, even though that's probably not the the best thing to happen, but the health and safety profession has really shined a lot, because we've been consulted on so many things. The health and safety has kind of led in the different organizations they're in terms of making decisions and policies on how to move things forward during the pandemic. And I think this is going to stay with us for a very long time. So I would say that if you're looking for a well-recognized profession, the health and safety profession is a great one to look into at this time, and even in the future, because it's always going to be needed.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this time you spent with us. And I pray that you continue to progress in your career. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time. So there you go, viewers. You've heard it all. Health and safety is something to look out for if you are either old or young. This is something everyone needs, even within the home, even if it's just to keep your children safe. If everyone needs to do it. And I know at work, you have to do all this mandatory trainings and all of that. Health and safety is all part of it. So I would advise, I would recommend, I would suggest, just like our guest has said to us, let us all keep safe, especially in this time of COVID. Keep safe and remain safe. From now, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.